Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review. Welcome back to another exciting installment of Build the Batmobile by FanHome. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another fantastic installment of the FanHome DeAgostini Build the Batmobile. Now, this is available at the FanHome website. I'll put a direct link down below where you can go ahead and sign up for this today. If you wait, it may not be available anymore, so head over to FanHome and see if it's available and sign up today if you're able to. Now, I just received pack number 14, and in pack number 14, I received 6 more phases, phase 69 through 74. And like always, these magazines are fantastic here. They do give us a TV show guide, and right now we're on season 2, episode 69 with these magazines. And as you go through here, they also give us articles on Batman comics. They also give us articles on Batman year by year. And then we have our build instructions, step by step, highlighted in here. So there you go. Let's go ahead and look at the parts that came with this pack. Phase 70, we start on the seats. Phase 71, we continue with the seats. Phase 72, we work on another seat. Phase 73, continue with that seat. Phase 74, we work on the aft partition area. Now let me explain this video here real quick. I am going to combine this video, these phases, because it just makes sense to do so. So 69 will be the center console. 70 and 71 will be one of the seats. 72 and 73 will be the other seat, and then lastly we have the back partition area. Let's get started. Let's look at the step-by-step instructions for phase 69. This time we're working on the fire extinguisher, center console floor area, and it looks pretty simple to do all this here. We're actually going to mount that center console onto the floor. That's what it should look like. So let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for phase 69. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. We received the 2 parts for the fire extinguisher, front and back. That's made of plastic. We have the fire extinguisher mount, which is also plastic, chrome-plated. And we have the light lens. We also have a pressure gauge, AP, AFP, and TP screws. And our light lens was installed with an AFP screw on the back side, so it's inserts from the back side, and a AFP screw holds that down. Now we're going to put our fire extinguisher mount on this, just like that. Just squeeze the 2 halves of the fire extinguisher together, just like that. And a little pressure gauge here. Press fits in place, just like that. Put our extinguisher mount there. Put this on top. Hold that in place. And TP screw goes into the back here. And that's how that looks there. That looks great. Now we're going to mount this onto the floor. So we'll bring over the center console floor piece here, and this is going to mount just right there on those tabs. Just like that. And we're going to put 2 AP screws into that. One right here and one right there. And that's what that looks like there. Okay, bring over the floor and turn this around because this round part here needs to fit up front. Make sure the seat belts are out of the way, and that's going to mount straight down on the floor. And last one's tight. Got 3 AP screws that went in right here, right there, and right there. Make sure that your knot for the seat belt is clear, just like it is there. And that's how that looks there. Now, I didn't notice this before, but this is just a fine, tiny detail. They want us to take the seat belt here, and you see it has a tab. It's going to go into that hole right there. Then we're going to do both sides with this. And there they are, both installed. And that's all I do with phase 69. Let's head over and do phase 70 and 71. Next, I'll be working on phase 70 and 71. Here's the parts we received. We received the driver's seat parts, and very simple there, plus another seat belt on the other side there. And 71 will continue with that. Received seat back and sides there. Going to put the padding in the sides, and we're going to screw all that down, and we're actually going to install the seat with 2 AP screws there. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 70. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of the parts, and here's the seat. This is rubber material. I love the red trim edging there, just like the original Batmobile. I'll show you some photographs of that. Pretty cool. The cushions for the seat, and the other side of the seat belt with the latch mechanism. Let's look at the parts for 71. Here's parts for phase 71. Let's get a closer look there. And here's a close-up of the rest of those parts for the seat. This is the seat back, hard plastic, chrome insert, also plastic, AIP and AP screws. Bring over the interior floor, and we're going to hook up the seat belt here on the other side like we did before. There you go. That completes phase 70. Let's move on to 71. The first part of the seat, we have to carefully manipulate the rubber inner insert around the chrome frame very carefully, and you can see they insert on each side of the rubber padding. So that's how that looks there. And then the next thing we do is install our and put our seat back down on top of that. And we'll put our screws in. And once we have that inserted down and everything lined up, we will put our AIP screws into these. Okay, all the screws were put in. You got 4 down here and 2 up above. I recommend you put the bottom ones in first. And then the top ones, make sure that they are biting into plastic. It's hard to tell. And they don't exactly go straight up. They kind of go in at an angle. There you go. Now we'll go ahead and mount this to the floor. Bring over the floor and make sure our seat belts are out of the way. and it's going to mount down on those two tabs. Okay, both screws were put in, the AP screws. Make sure they're tight all the way. And that's what that looks like on that side with that seat installed. Now let's go ahead and get started on phase 72 and 73 for the other seat. Let's look at phase 72 and 73. For 72, these are the parts we received. Seat, cushion, once again the seat belt like we did before, and continuing with the seat for 73, the rest of the parts, and you all saw how that went, and it gets installed. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. Once again, the parts for 72. Here's the passenger seat parts. Again, very nice trim, the cushions, and the seat belt. Phase 73 parts. Let's get a closer look. AIP screws, AP screws, the seat back, plastic, and the chrome trim. Let me put all this together and I will be right back. I already showed you this in the previous two phases, phases 70 and 71. I am back, and there's the passenger seat all assembled and installed just like the driver's seat. Looks great. Now let's head over and do the final phase for this video, phase 74. And let's go ahead and look at phase 74, the final phase for this video. And we're going to be working on the rear bulkhead. There's all the parts on the left. Putting some brackets on. Putting on the ejector seat pins. And I'll show you some photographs of the real ones. Nothing fancy about those. We'll go ahead and fit the bulkhead on the back of the floor area. Install the interior light assembly. Here's the parts for 74. Let's get a closer look. AP and CP screws. Here's the ejector seat pins. Here's the components for the light. The rear bulkhead made of plastic, of course. And some brackets. And we'll put brackets on that rear bulkhead. You can see this is what the bracket looks like. It has some indentations. Indentations go down against those pins, just like that. And then we'll put our CP screws into that. Okay, all three brackets were put in place there. You can see that. That's how they look from underneath. And then I went ahead and installed the ejection seat pins. I super glued those in place. Now we'll mount the bulkhead to the floor. 3 CP screws were used for the bulkhead on the bottom there, as you can see. And then a single AP screw went in on top here to secure that center console part. Okay, for the interior light console, it's a little confusing, but I hope I can help you out with this part here. So if you note that the mounting bracket here, how it looks, that's going to go flush down on top of the center console. So this has to go flush up against this console panel like that. And see how that's shaped. We'll go ahead and put 2 AP screws into that on the inside here. Here's the light console, and those 2 AP screws are installed and tight, and that's how it should look on the bottom. Now they want us to insert this interior light, and goes right in very easy. I don't know, you may want to super glue that later. Now we're going to mount this to the center console back. So you bring this over and put that down just like that. That's how that looks. And then 2 AP screws will go into that from above to hold it down. Okay, those 2 AP screws are installed and tight, and that's what that looks there. Looks great. I'll be right back. And there you go. That completes pack 14 for this build. We have both the driver's and passenger seats installed, along with the fire extinguisher and the light assembly, and we installed the center console. That was great. I can't wait for pack 15 to arrive. If you haven't done so already, head over to FanHome and subscribe to this today. Highly recommended, and this is going to look fantastic. So there you go. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Thank you all again for your support. Getting close to 20,000 subscribers. Look for some giveaways. Take care, everybody.